We're staying in the Interface.dwg file, and we're going to have a look now at the ribbon and the panels on the ribbon in AutoCAD. When you first start up AutoCAD, you'll see this great big ribbon at the top of the screen with various panels and icons on it. You'll also notice at the top of the screen, just above it, there are these icons too. This is known as the Quick Access toolbar, and what this does is it just has the quick access commands that you may need that saves you going to the application menu. Things like New, Open, Save, Save As, Save to Web and Mobile, Plot, Undo and Redo. Going back to the ribbon though, the ribbon consists of various tabs, and as you click on the tabs, you'll see the panels change. And as we work across, clicking on each of the tabs like so, you can see the panels change and the command icons in each panel change as well. Now you will notice there's a little white button just here. I'm going to go back to the Home tab on the ribbon and click on this little white button here. And you'll notice that the ribbon changes appearance. Don't panic, you haven't broken AutoCAD, you're just changing the settings of the ribbon. And if you keep clicking on that white button, you'll eventually get back to the default ribbon setting, like I've just done so there. So it's a very quick and easy thing to do, just clicking on that white button by mistake and then suddenly realizing, hang on a minute, the ribbon doesn't look quite right anymore. Just don't worry about it, just keep clicking on that white button and you'll get back to the default ribbon setting. Now, as I mentioned, the ribbon has the tabs, and in each of those tabs you have all the panels on the ribbon. So you'll notice we've got the Draw panel, Modify panel, Annotation panel, and so on the Home tab on the ribbon. Now, these panels consist of various icons that might be a single command, such as the line command, or you might have a flyout menu, like so. And when you have a little triangle like that, it means that there's lots of other commands underneath the original icon on the panel. So for example, circle, you've got all the different circle commands. If I go to arc, you've got all the different arc commands. If I go to rectangle, you've got rectangle and polygon and so on. So just be aware of those flyouts, and you just need to hit escape there to go back and lose the flyout menu so it goes back into the ribbon. You'll also notice the panels have flyouts themselves as well. The Draw panel here, if I click on the arrow here, you'll see there's a flyout, and I can pin that open if I want to, so that I can see all of those other Draw commands. If I unpin it, it goes back into the ribbon again. I can do that with Annotation, like so, pin it open, and there's all my annotation styles there, such as text styles, dimension styles, and so on. So I can unpin that, and it goes back into the ribbon again as well. So just be aware of that. And also you may notice that some panels kind of squish together, like mine have towards the right hand end of the ribbon here. All you've got to do is hover over the flyout and you can see the commands like so. That happens when you're running a low res on a screen, which I have to do to ensure that we can fit everything onto the screen to record the videos for you to watch. Obviously, if I was running a nice big 27-inch monitor, you'd notice that these would be expanded like the Properties panel, for example. Now, you may come across little arrows like this as well here. So there is one here. If I click on Properties, what will happen there is it brings up the Properties palette, like so. Also, if I'm in something like, say, the Annotate tab and I click on one of these arrows, it'll bring up the Dimension Style Manager. Or if I go to the text one, it'll bring up the Text Style Manager. So those little sort of like 45-degree arrows open up dialog boxes that are of use to you and are in context with the panel that the arrow is on. Now, one more thing is there's a really nice feature with panels in AutoCAD. They're called sticky panels. I'm going to go to the Home tab on the ribbon, and I'm going to click and drag the Draw panel out of the ribbon, like so. I'm going to do the same with the Modify panel, like so. Now, the lovely thing about that is I can now jump back into, say, the Annotate tab and work on my annotation, but I've still got access to the Draw tools and the Modify tools. And what I can do there is if I hover over that particular title bar of the Draw panel there, see that little T-shaped icon? I can return the panel back to the ribbon. Now, you'll notice I'm in the Annotate tab. You would have thought that it would go to the Annotate tab on the ribbon. It doesn't. What I'll do is I'll return both of these back to the ribbon, and when I go to the Home tab, they're back where they should be in the ribbon in order. So you can see there's lots of tools there available for you that work really well for you with the ribbon. You can customize the ribbon. You can change the appearance of the ribbon. You can bring out your sticky panels if you need them as well. You can pin out the flyouts of your panels on the ribbon if you need those extra commands. So utilize the ribbon and the panels in AutoCAD to your advantage so that you've got the interface you need while you're creating your AutoCAD drawings.